Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. In the dazzling world of Asian entertainment, where gossip spreads like wildfire and true love often hides in the shadows, one story has finally stepped into the spotlight. Tian Xuning and Ziyu, two of the brightest stars of this generation, have revealed a secret that fans have been waiting years to hear. In the glittering landscape of Asian entertainment, where stars rise and fall with dizzying speed, some encounters leave a mark that goes beyond the scripts they perform. For Tian Xuning and Ziyu, their first meeting was not staged for cameras or crafted by publicists. It happened naturally in late 2022, on the set of a sprawling historical drama. At that time, they were simply colleagues, two ambitious young talents adjusting to the demanding rhythm of long filming days and endless retakes. Tian Xuning was already admired for his striking looks and his ability to carry complex characters with depth, while Ziyu had captured hearts as a singer before proving her skill as an actress. To the outside world, theirs was nothing more than a professional collaboration. Yet to those present on set, there was a quiet electricity that could not be dismissed. During breaks, while other actors retreated into their phones or disappeared into their own worlds, Tian and Ziyu often found themselves drawn to each other. He would lean in to speak softly, and she would respond with a smile that seemed to light up even the dullest of days. Crew members began to notice that Tian often carried an umbrella to shield Ziyu from sudden rain, or that Ziyu would appear with a warm drink in her hands, offering it to him on particularly cold mornings. These gestures might have been small, almost insignificant to an outsider, but to those nearby, they revealed something tender and unspoken, a connection beginning to take shape beneath the surface. Rumors, of course, were inevitable. Photographs taken behind the scenes made their way to social media. A candid shot of Tian's hand holding an umbrella above her head, or an image of Ziyu passing him a steaming cup with an expression that was more intimate than casual. At first, fans dismissed these as coincidences, acts of courtesy between co-stars. But others, those who watched closely, who analyzed every frame and every glance, felt convinced that there was more to the story. The beginning of their journey was not marked by grand declarations or public statements. Instead, it was built on whispers, fleeting glances, and the kind of small kindnesses that only reveal their significance with time. In those quiet moments on set, when the cameras stopped rolling and the world seemed to fade away, Tian Xuning and Ziyu discovered something that neither fame nor pressure could suppress. The fragile, thrilling spark of love taking root in the most unexpected of places. The years that followed their first encounter were marked by silence, restraint, and an unspoken pact between Tian Xuning and Ziyu. From the outside, their lives looked like any other rising stars in the Chinese entertainment world. Red carpets, interviews, magazine covers, and the relentless churn of new projects. Yet beneath the surface, a delicate secret lived quietly between them. They had discovered something precious, and rather than expose it to the unforgiving spotlight of the media, they chose to protect it at all costs. Their decision meant living in two separate worlds, one carefully curated for the public and one hidden away, stitched together by subtle gestures and moments that most would overlook. For over 2 years, they managed to weave this hidden love story in plain sight. They avoided appearing together outside of professional settings, never posting photographs that might betray a shared location, never wearing anything too obviously similar. But even in their caution, small clues began to surface, the kind of signs only the most dedicated fans could detect. A photo of Tian standing in a quiet cafe corner looked oddly familiar to another picture Ziyu had uploaded weeks earlier. A phrase Tian casually dropped during a late-night interview seemed to mirror the wording of Ziyu's social media caption. Matching accessories, an identical bracelet, a subtle ring, appeared on their hands in different settings, never together, yet too coincidental to ignore. Fans became detectives, stitching together fragments of their lives with almost obsessive devotion. Online forums buzzed with speculation, threads filled with screenshots and side-by-side comparisons, each one proposing a new theory. Some believed it was nothing more than coincidence, while others argued that no two people could align so perfectly by chance. But through all the speculation, Tian and Ziyu remained silent, neither confirming nor denying, allowing the rumors to swirl around them like a storm they had learned to withstand. What made these hidden years so powerful was not only the secrecy but the sacrifice. There were birthdays celebrated in quiet apartments rather than grand parties, holidays spent apart so as not to fuel gossip, and countless public events where they had to pretend to be strangers. Every smile, every glance, every brief moment of closeness had to be carefully measured. And yet, rather than weaken their bond, these sacrifices only made it stronger. In choosing silence over exposure, Tian Xuning and Ziyu discovered the resilience of love, the kind that grows even when hidden, the kind that survives not in the spotlight but in the shadows, waiting patiently for the day it could finally be revealed. The night of the awards ceremony in early 2025 became the moment when years of whispers and speculation finally collided with undeniable truth. Beijing glittered with lights as the most celebrated names of the industry gathered under one roof. Yet no one could have anticipated the drama that would unfold on that stage. Tian Xuning, nominated for Best Actor, walked up to receive the trophy that marked the pinnacle of his career. His face was calm, his posture confident, but when he began his acceptance speech, his voice carried a weight that seemed to silence the entire hall. He spoke of gratitude to his colleagues and his fans, but then paused, his eyes searching the audience before he said, "There is someone who has always been there, even when the world turned away." The words hung in the air like a secret unveiled. For a brief second, the room seemed suspended in time. Then the cameras turned and captured Ziyu, seated in the front row, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. She smiled through the emotion, her expression a mixture of pride, relief, and love that no script could ever imitate. In that moment, the years of hidden glances, the carefully concealed signs, and the countless speculations crystallized into a truth that could no longer be denied. The reaction was immediate and overwhelming. The audience inside the hall erupted in applause, while millions watching from home rushed to social media to replay the moment. Within minutes, clips of Tian's speech and Ziyu's tearful smile spread across platforms, igniting a frenzy of commentary. Hashtags declaring their love began to dominate trending lists on Weibo, Twitter, and TikTok. Fans who had spent years piecing together subtle hints now celebrated with a sense of vindication, while newcomers were swept up in the romance of a story that felt larger than life. But beyond the spectacle, what made this turning point unforgettable was the raw humanity of it. For once, the glittering facade of the entertainment industry cracked open to reveal two people who were not playing roles, but living them. Tian Xuning's acknowledgement was not a grand confession, yet it carried more power than any scripted declaration could. Ziyu's tears were not for the cameras, but for the relief of no longer having to hide. That single exchange transformed their story from rumor to reality, and it marked the moment when love, long concealed in the shadows, finally stepped into the light. Just 2 days after the unforgettable awards ceremony, Tian Xuning and Ziyu appeared together in a live broadcast. For the first time, they sat side by side before millions of fans, visibly nervous yet glowing with quiet happiness. Tian was the first to speak, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "We know many of you have already guessed, and today we feel it's the right moment to be honest. We are together." Ziyu smiled warmly, her eyes shimmering as she added, "Thank you for supporting us, even when we chose silence." It was a simple confession, yet its impact was profound. Years of speculation ended in a single, heartfelt moment, and the love story that once existed only in whispers was now undeniably real. The revelation swept across Asia and far beyond. Fans erupted in joy, flooding social media with messages of congratulations, video compilations, and emotional reactions. Hashtags declaring their love trended globally, while fellow celebrities openly praised their courage. But the impact extended further than words of support. Major brands quickly reached out, eager to make them the faces of campaigns themed around true love never hides. Producers offered romantic film projects, and international talk shows invited them to share their journey. Yet amidst the whirlwind of fame, Tian and Ziyu chose simplicity. Instead of parading their relationship in the spotlight, they spent time in quiet cafes, strolled through parks at night, and cherished the small joys of an ordinary life, reminding everyone that love does not need extravagance to be genuine. Looking back, both Tian and Ziyu admitted that the hidden years had not been easy. There were birthdays celebrated in silence, holidays spent apart, and countless public events where they had to act as if they were strangers. But those sacrifices, they explained, only made their bond stronger. Now, with their love finally out in the open, they feel freer and happier than ever before. While speculation about a wedding continues to swirl, Tian simply smiles and says, "We want to enjoy every step." Ziyu nods, her gaze filled with warmth, as if to say the journey itself is the most precious gift. Their story has become more than a romance. It is a reminder that even in the unforgiving world of fame, true love can endure, grow, and inspire millions. And for fans everywhere, this revelation will forever stand as one of the most beautiful love stories in entertainment history.